Hello and welcome back, students. I'm back with another session of video. Um, I'm Shruti Banerjee from Holy Hearts Educational Academy, your biology TGT teacher. And in our previous session, we had covered about the basics of respiration. Very basic, so that you understand what is breathing and what is respiration and how respiration is different from breathing. Okay, in this session we will be studying about the types of respiration. So let's get into it. What are the types of respiration? The first thing is, you have seen that in respiration there was a general conversion of glucose into energy. Now you will see the complete reaction as to what is happening biochemically in respiration. So in cellular respiration, you have already seen that respiration, it is occurring inside the mitochondria, right? So since mitochondria is present inside the cell, we are talking here about the cellular respiration. So what happens here? See here, glucose. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. This glucose, when in the presence of oxygen, okay, when this glucose in the presence of oxygen is broken down, it gives us carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is the byproduct. Also it gives us some water, and it also gives us ATP. So in your previous session you already know that glucose was getting converted into ATP by the process of respiration. But this respiration is giving you some more byproducts, that is the carbon dioxide and water. So now you know completely that why while you are breathing you are taking in oxygen. You are taking in oxygen because in the presence of oxygen only this glucose can be broken down. So when this glucose is getting broken down, it is giving byproduct as carbon dioxide, and since this is a waste product, this is not going to be utilized by our body. That is why this carbon dioxide is again eliminated when you exhale out. So the carbon dioxide which you are exhaling out, that waste product, from where it is coming? It is coming from this respiration process. And in this respiration process, you are not only getting carbon dioxide as a byproduct, you are also getting water vapors, and you are getting energy. Okay, you are getting high amount of energy. See, organisms need a lot of energy. Every time it requires energy. If the organism or the cell of the organism stops producing energy, stop producing ATP, eventually it will die. Okay, so this type of respiration, where in the presence of oxygen the glucose is broken down to release carbon dioxide, water and ATP, this is known as aerobic respiration. Yes, so aerobic means airy. Okay, and air, what it is containing in high amount which is useful for you, that is oxygen. So I'm repeating again, aerobic is the first type of respiration where in the presence of oxygen the glucose is broken down to release carbon dioxide, water and ATP. But if you recall, we were also seeing that our breathing changes when we are running, right? We have started our chapter of respiration with some basic questions. The first question was, why do we need breathing? That we have already answered. The second was, why does the breathing pattern changes when we are doing intense physical workout or when we are running? So see, when you are running, your all the muscles are getting active. So when your muscles get active, they have to do a lot of work, and when they have to do a lot of work, obviously they will require a lot of energy, and to produce this energy your body will start demanding more and more oxygen. That is why your breathing pattern changes when you are running or when you are doing any physical work. But this amount of oxygen is not sufficient to provide the energy to the muscles of your body. Your muscle cells will say, we need more oxygen. This oxygen is not enough, we are not getting. The way you are breathing, when you are shallow breathing, the amount of oxygen that you are intaking is not enough, we are not getting enough energy, we need more energy, more energy. So that time what a cell will do? The cell will undergo a shortcut process. In this shortcut process, what will it do? It will break down the glucose in the absence of oxygen. Now, why we have use the term absence? Now, not completely deprivation of oxygen, but very less amount. See, you are running and your muscle is requiring very high amount of energy, and the oxygen that you are breathing it when you are normally breathing is not enough for it, and the oxygen deficiency is more in the muscle cells. So what the muscle cells will do, so until and unless it is getting this high aerobic respiration energy, it will, till the time the oxygen is deficient, it will start breaking down glucose to produce lactic acid. Okay, lactic acid and energy. But you have to remember one thing, this breaking down of glucose into lactic acid, which is taking place in the absence of oxygen, produces very less amount of energy. The amount of energy produced in case of aerobic respiration, when you are normally breathing and you have so much high amount of oxygen in your body, the amount of energy produced is almost around 38 ATP molecules. But when your body is deficient of oxygen, it is not having enough oxygen, so that time also energy is being produced, but the amount of energy produced is only 2 ATP, only 2 ATP molecules. So this is very less as compared to that of the aerobic respiration, and such a respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. Okay, which respiration? This is anaerobic. An means anti, aerobic means without air. So when you are running, when you are doing a physical workout and you suddenly start breathing fast, it means your demand of oxygen in your body have increased, but that amount of oxygen is not sufficient. So in the deficiency of the oxygen, so in the meanwhile it gets this 38 amount of ATP for it to function. So in that deficient emergency situation, instant situation, what does your body do? It start making the it start breaking down the glucose to produce lactic acid and energy. Remember, in anaerobic respiration, the glucose is broken down to produce lactic acid and energy. The formula of lactic acid is very simple to remember. Glucose, you know, that is C6H12O6, just half the number of it will be the lactic acid, yani ki C3H6O3. Okay, C3H6O3 is the lactic acid which is produced in the, and a very less amount of energy, only 2 ATP amount of energy is produced in anaerobic respiration. So which type of respiration do you think is more favorable? The more favorable respiration is obviously aerobic respiration, because your body gets high amount of energy. So in normal case, when you are normally breathing and your body is not requiring instant energy, it always undergoes aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place only in the muscular cells when it is in require of high amount of energy. So suddenly when your body starts demanding high amount of energy, it undergoes anaerobic respiration, where in the deficiency of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen, you can say, it produces, instead of carbon dioxide and water, lactic acid and energy. Okay, now you have also seen, yes, we started with one more question, that was, why do you feel cramp in your muscle cells after running? Why do you suddenly feel pain? Well, that is because of lactic acid. So when you are running and when instantly this energy is being produced at the cost of production of a byproduct, which is lactic acid. So this lactic acid accumulates in the muscle cells, and this muscle cells accumulation of lactic acid actually causes cramps. There are many reasons for getting cramps, but one of the reason is accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle cells. But after some time this pain also goes away, because this lactic acid will dissolve away, and again the cell will go back to the normal respiration of aerobic respiration. Okay, so I hope these two terms are very clear, that respiration is of two types. One is aerobic respiration, one is anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in high and huge amount of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration takes place in absence of or deficiency of oxygen. Aerobic respiration gives byproduct as carbon dioxide, water and 38 ATP, whereas anaerobic respiration give byproduct as lactic acid and 2 ATP in the muscle cells. You have to remember where it is taking place, in the muscle cells. Now, apart from human beings, there are some microorganisms like yeast and bacteria which also have respiration. And what type of respiration? See here. Yeast and bacteria also break down the glucose, but instead of carbon dioxide and water and 38 ATP, we see they produce another product, that is ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. So if this is where you see a product except from carbon dioxide and water, immediately you should understand that this is talking about anaerobic respiration. So yes, yeast and bacteria also have respiration, and which type of respiration they have? They have anaerobic respiration. What is the product they are forming? They are forming ethanol. Now this ethanol is the most consumable form of alcohol. There are many different types of alcohol, but this is the most commonly used beverage alcohol that we see, and this alcohol is formed as a byproduct of anaerobic respiration in case of yeast. Also with alcohol, one more byproduct they are forming, that is carbon dioxide and energy. Since this is an anaerobic respiration, again the amount of energy here produced will be very less as compared to that of aerobic respiration. Okay, so let's quickly see what are the use, where you use this yeast. Well, yeast is used very commonly in baking and brewing. Like in baking, for making bread, we use yeast, because when you put yeast inside the dough, now what is this dough commonly used? Either you will use maida, that is the white flour, or you will use wheat flour. Okay, so when you use flour, what is it containing? Obviously it is containing glucose. So when you add yeast in the dough for making the bread, what will it do? It will start utilizing the glucose present in the dough, for its respiration will start. And when it will start breaking down the glucose, as a byproduct, what will it form? It will form ethanol and carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide, now this carbon dioxide will start releasing from this dough, because it is not possible for it to get completely getting trapped. So some of the carbon dioxide start escaping them. When you bake this dough, the carbon dioxide start escaping and ethanol also start evaporating. So the fluffiness of the bread that you get is because of the release of carbon dioxide and vapors of ethanol. Okay, another process where the yeast is used, that is for brewing. For what? For making alcohol. Okay, so in alcohol industry also yeast is used. What do? They create one chamber, anaerobic chamber, in which they will add their sugar source. Now what are the commonly used sugar source? It can be grape juice, it can be sugar cane juice, it can be rice. Okay, so these type of sugar source will be kept here. It will be made airtight so that there is no oxygen inside. And now you know that the byproduct of yeast having anaerobic respiration is what? Carbon dioxide and ethanol. So the carbon dioxide produced will be collected separately, and the ethanol will be present here. So this process is also known as fermentation. So fermentation or anaerobic respiration, both are the same thing. So in case of yeast, yeast-like microorganism, the anaerobic respiration is also known as fermentation. So after fermentation, the complete conversion of this sugar source will take place, where they will convert the sugar source into ethanol, and this ethanol will be collected in the form of drinkable different forms of alcohol. Okay, so what did we cover today? We covered the types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is the most favorable because it produces lot of energy, and it takes place only and only in the presence of oxygen. The second thing that you studied was anaerobic respiration, which takes place, you have studied the two places, one in the muscle cell and one in case of yeast. In case of muscle cell, anaerobic respiration produces lactic acid, and in case of yeast, where the anaerobic respiration is taking place, it is producing alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. The energy produced in anaerobic respiration is very less as compared to the aerobic respiration, and yeast The anaerobic respiration is also known as fermentation. And what is fermentation? It is the conversion of glucose or the sugar source into ethanol. Okay. This yeast is used in two more major industries, that is baking and brewing. In baking, the fluffiness or the expansion is because of the release of carbon dioxide. Okay. So I hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for your patient listening. Have a wonderful day.